All right, hello again. I think there were a couple of you who came on and you're probably confused. I don't know why sometimes lately my connection hasn't been as good. And we have Xfinity, they say, fast connection internet. So I don't know if it's a rainy day. I don't know. Anyhow, hopefully you find me again. So welcome again. Bethany Drew here from Valparaiso, Indiana. So this is take 2. I was only on for like a minute when it said my connection was bad, and it just finished, it stopped my live video. So, hello again. I hope some of you are finding me now. And so some of you, if you're finding me now, are going to hear some repeat words that I just said. But we are going to look at the, what's it called? Hey Sports Fan Suite today. For me, I have 4 boys who all are in sports, so this was a must-have for me. But I want to show you and surprise you and shock you with some fun different things that you can. The dies are amazing and you can use with any stamp set that you have. So I love the dies. I don't see them in the new catalog. That doesn't mean they're not going to still be available, but I don't know what that means. So this is a suite of I bet the designer paper is definitely going to retire. Again, I don't see the stamp set and the dies in the new catalog coming out in May, but sometimes they keep some of those stamp sets on a different list, and they're available, but they're just not in the catalog. So I don't know if they're doing that or not. So better safe than sorry, order it now. So without any further ado, because I'll show you some show and tell. I'll show you how awesome this is to even use for your, if you have aunts and nieces even who are sports fans or on sports teams, you can mix match and use those sports colors. There's a lot of fun things that you can do with this. So show you some show and tell, and then I'm excited to show you a fancy, it's not even fancy, but it's a fun fold. It's easy. Those are the kind I like. I like to be able to show you guys something different to do. So for those of you, and I know a lot of you have extra designer paper, this is going to be something fun we can do with our designer paper. If you have a lot extra lying around like I do. And I used to hoard my designer paper, but now I've just found I need to use it, right? We need to use it. So without any further ado, I'll show you in the catalog, in this mini catalog, where the suite is that I'm going to be working with, and then we'll jump right into it. Yay, fun. Say hello as you come in. Sorry if that makes you dizzy when I get my phone into my phone holder. Oh, why is it doing weird things here? Okay, so in the catalog, so this is our mini catalog. On page 68 and 67 is the Hey Sports Fan Suite, and it shows you already some cute cards and ideas to use with these dies. And I will tell you, I love these dies. I'm so addicted to the dies. They're pretty awesome. Again, these tickets and banner dies, you can use those for anything. And girl, guy, and it can be way more than sports. Well, hello, both my Teresa friends chimed in kind of at the same time. I'm glad you guys found me at an earlier time. I am going to try to come on now at 1:30 rather than 2:30. Just because my middle school student, he's coming home a little earlier, and I just thought I would really like to be done with my video when my boys come home from school, so I can ask how their day was and be there for them and get them snacks and stuff. So hopefully this time works just as well for most everybody. Okay, so your biggest fan, this is the stamp set that comes with it. It has Hope Your Day is a Grand Slam, You're Amazing, Happy Birthday, Just a Hooray, Happy Father's Day, Most Valuable Dad. And then the dies, like I just were saying, are amazing. They're so cool. They're very fun. The paper, I feel like sometimes when you look at a suite, that designer paper tricks you into like, oh, well, it's just boy colors. I have girls, so I wouldn't use this. But don't let it do that. There's a set of twine, so if you love everything in the suite, and then there's some resin stars. If you love everything in the suite and you want it all, remember in some of the places, if they have the suite available, they'll give you a special number for everything. And this whole suite, so that's the stamp set, the dies, the stars, the designer paper, and the twine, is only $67.50. That's not a bad deal. That's awesome, actually. So the whole suite collection, if you want it all, is number 157896, is that whole suite. And that's what I love about what Stampin' Up! Does, is their coordination is just unbeatable. I love it. It's amazing. And just to get a closer look at what the dies are, there really are some cool things. There's like a little ticket border. There's 2 different sized bigger tickets, and one has kind of a perforated edge. Some stars you can cut out, banner stuff. So I really love the dies that come with this stamp set. It's cool. And I am going to show one of my cards. I'm going to show you. There's also a bundle called Hats Off, and this one is retiring. So come April, this one will not be available anymore. And it's got some fun dies that cut out a hat, and little pieces to put on the hat. And again, you could make them girl or boy or whatever. And I thought it worked so well with this one, coordinates so well. And then I'll also bring out what I love too is if you're Paper Pumpkin subscriber, we had a baseball themed Paper Pumpkin, last May, I think? Oh, so almost a year ago. And I kept this one because I love it, because it's kind of, and it has grandpa, son, dad, uncle, friend, brother, mom. I love those kinds of things too for scrapbooking, so I kept that. So I might use one of those stamps from my Paper Pumpkin as well. But I gave you a little bit of a sneak peek of some of this card yesterday when I did my special talk about Easter baskets and showed you how to make that simple Easter basket. But here's just a simple example showing you that you can make girl colors and just do hooray. This could be a birthday. And I did use a stamp set from, or a stamped image from a different stamp set that we've got in the mini catalog too. But I love this little ticket die, and I just cut out the stars, and then used the bigger stars to just put a glue dot on, and I used those. Since the resin stars don't come in the girly colors, they're more of the, they're your basic dark green, yellow, so Bumblebee, the Misty Moonlight, and Real Red. Or maybe that's Night of Navy, I don't know. So you can make some use girl colors, make girl cards with this. I know you've probably got some either granddaughters, nieces, aunts who either really love a sports team or are in sports themselves. So that's a fun way to make kind of a girly card. Now showing off the designer paper, I love, and I think I showed you a picture while I was on spring break. I took my mini boss with me because it's so cute and compact, and I took all these dies, and I did cut out just 2 pieces of paper and just used the dies to cut out all of these little tags and banners out of the paper. And if you don't like wasting anything, this is my card to show you like the scraps that came off the edge. So I have a couple more too that I still cut out most of it, but they were on the edge of the paper. And if you want to still use those kinds of pieces, don't throw them away. Here I made it look kind of like a sporty quilt. And I just used those pieces, so that piece was already at the bottom. So I just used that piece and put it at the bottom of my, so I took out a piece of Misty Moonlight cardstock, and I just put the pieces where they fit and where they were cut off on the paper. I'll show you the paper quick. It's such awesome paper. I love this. Stars, and then there's baseball bats on one side. This would be perfect for like popcorn box, popcorn treats. And then it's got baseball stuff and helmet. I love the rustic look of this too. So this is what I'm showing you, these banners. This shaped banner has a die to cut out. But I still cut out these banners that are already chopped off because they're on the side or on the edge of the paper. So that's where this card was showing you. Don't throw away those banners that are chopped off. You can find ways to use them. And here's the designer paper that has all those tickets on it. It's got like a blue wood grain on one side. So one whole sheet, because you get 2 sheets of every design, one whole sheet, I cut out all those little tickets. And you get a lot of different ticket sheets, and some of them this size. I think on each piece of paper, there's 4 of these You're Invited. So you could make some cute, if you have boys who want to do like a sporty themed party, you could make some cute invitations. And the die that cuts out this banner actually perforates that ticket, so you could actually rip it off if you wanted, or just trim it off. But that's really cute. I like those little banners. One says play ball, one's got the You're Invited, and you could actually write the date and time in there. One says take me out to the ball game. So they're really cute. All these banners. The designs are really cool. And I think I'm gonna get another package of this paper just because I do scrapbook for my boys. So I know I'm gonna run out of these papers when I start scrapbooking. This is probably my favorite sheet, and I haven't even cut into it yet, because I've got all kinds of ideas for scrapbooks. I think this would make a great part of a scrapbook page to highlight a few baseball pictures. And I also thought this is a really cool, the sunburst one you could use with the ocean waves stamp set too. I think I've seen a couple cards that have used that. So I already showed you that one. And then, yeah, oh, and then you have the pinstriped with the baseball fields on the back. So the paper is really cool. I love it. It's fun. So there's just a simple way. And then one of the designs has it looks like the baseball pattern on it. And so I just punched it out with a circle, added a couple of those tags from the designer paper and just a little of the navy twine. And voila, you have a cute little eclectic card there. And then I stamped the ticket outline and Hope Your Day's a Grand Slam. And the stamp set is just cool because it comes with this little splatter and the stars. So there's a fun, easy card made with the designer paper. Also, if you have the Picture This dies that cut out the rectangles and then the circles, I thought this same print that looks like a baseball was perfect. And I saw an example similar to this, but a little different on Pinterest. And I thought that was perfect because that Picture This die just cuts out all those circles. And then I embossed it with my timber embossing folder over the Misty Moonlight. Then I stamped the Hope Your Day's a Grand Slam in white craft over black paper. And that kind of made that stand out. And then I stapled a couple tickets together in the corner, and I used a couple of the resin stars from here, and then one of the stars that was on the designer paper. And then I stamped on the inside, Happy Birthday, and used a ticket and popped that up, Best Day Ever, on the inside. So again, fun, easy. If you have these dies already, those Picture This dies. If you don't have those Picture This dies, you could just even punch out that designer paper in a few different circle punches and do the same kind of thing. But it's so nice and easy when that you just roll it through your Big Shot. It cuts out all those circles at the same time. Love it. Here is an example of a card with that hats off to the guy that wears many hats. And this could be a birthday, or it could be a Father's Day card. Yet again, you wouldn't have to use that sentiment per se, and it could be anything for any of your friends, family who are any kind of sports fan. And you could, you know, if they're a Bears fan, you could use navy and do an orange tag on there. So there's a lot of different fun things you can do with the hat too. Oh, and I wanted to also show and tell before I start making anything. Oh, reminds you of your daddy, yeah. Yes, my dad he's not a huge sports fan, but we were hardcore Chicago Bears fans when I was little, and so I have stuck with the Bears because it's nostalgic, right? When your daddy roots for somebody. But I wanted to show you these ticket dies. I had shown you this a few weeks ago when I did the Romance Ranunculus stamp set and bundle. Because I wanted to show you how pretty these ticket dies can look when you watercolor them, you use in the background, you can use them with flowers. So I'm just showing you the versatility. I don't think I'm gonna ever sell this bundle because, again, I've got 4 boys and Sam is only in kindergarten. He's just now starting baseball. But these ticket dies are really cool and you can do so many things with it. So don't just think it's for sports and stuff. You can really dress these up and make them look like vintagey, and you can use it with flowers or anything. So I wanted to pull those back out to show you how cool these ticket dies are. They're so much fun. Oh, he just wore a ball cap all the time, Teresa, yeah. Yes, it's funny how so many different things bring back memories and bring back the heartache of missing your loved ones, but hopefully good memories too. So what's the first card I want to show you? The first card I'll show you is I'm going to pull out some pieces that I cut out with the Big Shot and everything. And I've already got some pieces trimmed here and ready to go. So I'm going to show you a simple card that you can make when you have those dies and you can cut out pieces and you've got all those pieces to use. Another fun thing here, so when you're going to mat a piece of designer paper, I think I've shown you this so many times, but just another reminder, I hate just matting designer paper and I'm just seeing the border of this cardstock. That seems like such a waste to me. So I almost always, when I mat, try to cut something out of that paper so I can use it on something. I convinced you, Chris, huh? That's funny. Oh, you girls. And yeah, Chris, you've got so many granddaughters and sons who are in sports teams. So this would be perfect for you, for grandma. Encouragement cards for your kids when they've got games and all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, so I cut with my die, I cut out this ticket. So now I can put this on the designer paper and mat it on the red. So this is real red. I love this pinstripe paper. It's really cool. So we'll just put a little bit of adhesive down in the corners and mat that on the real red. So it's got a little bit of a border of red. So we're kind of using almost all the colors. And then we'll just tape that down. This is a bumblebee card base. Put a little down there. Put that on the card. So my designer paper is like 3 3/4 by 5. And then my red piece is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So that all mats well. Yes, Teresa, you liked seeing my vintage cards? Yeah, that's the beauty of when you see something totally outside of what they show you in the catalog. You know, it's all sports and boys colors. And then it's like, oh, look, I can make it look beautiful and vintagey and fun. It does change your perspective, right? All right, now I'm gonna have this blue border and I'm just gonna fill this with some of these tickets here. I think I can fit all 5 of these on here. So this is a fun way to use all, because I mean, it cuts out so many tickets. I still have plenty of those tickets that I can use on something else too. And you saw in my examples, I used a lot of tickets. When you got that many that you can just cut out of your designer paper, you got plenty to use, so don't be shy with them. So that's kind of fun, the beauty of the designer paper. is I didn't have to stamp any of this. My die just cut it right out of the paper and it's ready to go. Hey there, admit one. You're out of this league. All the tickets say kind of fun things. I'm putting just a little bit of space in between each ticket. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's a home run. Game 7. I'll put it this way. Okay, there, and then on that strip, before I tape that down, I think I'll just take this thread that comes with the suite and tie a little bow at the top, because even with the masculine, hey Kristen, hello, I hope your birthday was awesome. Sister, my sister doesn't often chime in here. I know this is close to nap time for Selah. Send all my love to your boys and your beautiful Selah. I got a kick out of her little video of her just being enamored with herself in the mirror. Oh, my little niece Selah. I think she's going to be a little bit of a diva. And as an aunt, I can just totally think that's adorably cute. Because I don't have to discipline it. So, good luck to ya, sister. But she is a cutie. Oh, hi, Selah. Did you hear me talking about you? And saying how cute you are? I saw you looking at yourself in the mirror. Have a good nap. Love you. It's always fun when family stop by to say hi. My husband hasn't for a long time, but Joe sometimes would come in and just comment and say, hello, my love. It's always funny to me when he chimes in. Okay, so there's a little twine. And I don't know, it doesn't, again, it's not girly. It's just a little thin twine. So it adds just a little touch of something that's not cardstock, which I like. And we'll put that down. And this goes all the way up and down the card then. Oh yes, I'm sure Selah, I know I've already gotten my niece Allie into making cards. We went over, I've given Allie lots of gifts from Stampin' Up, past kits and different things. And the last time some of us went to my brother John and Christy's house, my niece Allie handed all the boys, she had made them all together a card, and she handed me a card, she handed Grandma and Grandpa a card, she had made everybody a card. And that just warms my heart. I love it. So it'll be fun when Selah starts stamping with me too. Isn't it fun? I know, Chris, you also love having your grandkids stamp with you. I know you have a ton of them, but I know Lorelei appreciates and loves how generous you are with letting them use your stuff. I'm going to trim this perforated ticket off. And I'm just going to use this to stamp on in Versamark. So you're going to get to see me a little bit. This says most valuable dad. And again, most valuable dad, your husband or an uncle or a brother doesn't have to be the most sporty guy for you to just say they're a valuable dad. It's just a cute way to say it. All right, so I'm stamping this in Versamark on the red tag, and I'm going to emboss. A lot of times you see me emboss with the white embossing powder, but I'm going to use black today, and you'll see how fun that is. We have like metallic colors, and then we've got black, white, and clear. try to get some of the powder that's on the sides to come off. And then I'm just going to use my heat gun and heat that up for you. And you'll see how it just, you could stamp it in black, but I don't know. The embossing powder just adds another level of wow. All right. I'm going to do that real quick. If I knew where my heat gun was. Okay, well that's interesting. That's the first time that's ever happened. I said I'm gonna go do it real quick and I can't find my heat gun. Hang on. Wow. Huh. The mysterious missing heat gun. I don't know where it is. I'm pretty sure I didn't bring it on vacation with me. Okay, so you're just gonna have to trust that that looks really cool after you heat it. And I will just put that there after I find my heat gun. So you're just gonna have to show, or I'm just gonna have to show you a picture of how this one finishes up. The most valuable dad. And then I will probably add a couple of these resin stars on there too. And then you could stamp on the inside. This is from that paper pumpkin one that says you're the best. Love you, Kristen. Yeah, that's so weird to me that I can't find my heat gun. I don't know what happened. All right, but you get the gist of how this one is looking, right? And fairly easy, especially when you've got the designer paper. It does most of the work for you. So I will show the finished card on my page either later today or tomorrow. Sorry that I lost my heat gun. And I actually have 2 heat guns. That's even the funnier thing to me, is I actually have 2 heat guns. And why I don't know where either of them is right now is very weird to me. But moving on, we're going to continue. The show must go on. The show must go on. Okay. So, next card. We are going to, this is the one we're going to blend the hats off card with, and we're going to mix and match the 2 stamp sets. So I have this hat stamp. I'm going to ink it up in the Misty Moonlight, and then we'll stamp it on here. And the hat die is really cool because it gives it almost a real hat look. You'll see what I mean after I cut it out. All right, just making sure that border is good and inked up. So that's kind of fun to use that and have a pinstriped look already with the hat. And then I'll get out my die that cuts out the hat. And see, this is where it's cool, because on the rim of, I don't have this on magnetic sheets yet. See, when you first get your dies, so this shows you that I haven't used this one very much because I did just buy it recently, and then of course it's retiring. So I'm not going to sell it because I just bought it. But this is cool because it has some stitching in it. And then it shows you, in the dies, a lot of times it has some guide to show you kind of where you want to line it up. So there's the little knob on the top of the hat. So I'll line that up around the hat, and I'll cut this out real quick with my Big Shot. I think that should fit through there. Cut that out quick. Not as quick as I thought it was going to be. All right. Yes, you like blending and embossing too? So isn't that fun? You see the stitching on there? On the hat? That makes it look so cool. It almost looks like a real hat. So fun. Okay, so with this card, I'm using, because a lot of the stripes and everything in this designer paper has like a vanilla background. So I'm using the thick vanilla cardstock as my base for my card. And then I'm using these stripes. So I wanted my pin stripes to go kind of in the opposite direction of these cool stripes. Put that designer paper down on the card front. And again, when you are doing it for guys, this designer paper is, I mean, you could use this for girls too, and mix and match a different color with the reds to make it for a girl. But already just that hat cutout looks so cool, doesn't it? This is why I love our Big Shot and the dies. Just make things look so professional, so easily. This one, since the other one was you know, I don't have too many fathers to make Father's Day cards for, and I have previous ones I've made. So we'll do this. I hope your day is a grand slam. And again, I hope your day is a grand slam. That could be a good luck on your game. That could be happy graduation. That could be happy birthday. For a really sporty couple, it could be an anniversary card. You never know. You could do this for anything. So I'm going to use my white craft pad and stamp the hope your day is a grand slam in the white. And again, this is the lazy person's way. Instead of getting your Versamark out and then using the embossing powder and heating it up and finding your heat gun, you just ink it up with your white craft. And man, the white craft is just as cool, I think, on dark colors. Isn't that fun? I love how it shows up on darker colors. Let's see, do I want a little white border or vanilla border on the top or the bottom? I might actually trim this down a little bit more. There, and then it will fit in between. And it's got white border on top and bottom. I think I like that better. Well, I'm glad I like it better because I can't put it back, right? So can you guys already think of boys, guys, or even girls and family who are sports fans that you could do something with this? It's fun. Like a girl too, if you did a girl hat, you could add a little flower in the corner. There's ways to kind of girl up the hats too, which is fun. And I wish I had had more time to play with it before they went ahead and retired it. That's sad to me. It's not a whole lot of things that retire before I get to play with them too much, but every once in a while it happens. All right, so I'm just putting that hat down. And then to add a little bit of extra something in the middle of the hat and to tie it and coordinate it all together, I used one of the dies from this, the sports fan dies that cuts out that number 1. But instead of just leaving it like that, I also have a 1-inch circle, and I'm gonna punch it out of the real red. Oh look, I have an adhesive sheet on the back of that. Don't need the adhesive sheet with this, but that's about perfect. A perfect size so that the red shows through, and I've got the red and the blue. That kind of ties it all together, doesn't it? Because that's not got a ton of space, I'm gonna throw a couple glue dots in a couple spots on the 1. Number 1. You are number 1. I was gonna try to do a scrapbook page for you guys, but as I sorted through my boys' pictures over there, I'm not even close to getting to baseball season with any of them. And I'm a couple years behind on my scrapbooks. I need to get going, especially on my Jacob's a senior this year, and I would like to be close to being done with his scrapbooks so people can look at them when we have his open house. We'll see how ambitious I can be. All right, and that 1 can go right there in the center of the hat. You're number 1. Hope your day is a grand slam. And then if you add a few of the stars, we could either, I think I'll go with the navy ones. Do a little and a big one at top here, and another big one at the bottom. There. And aren't those stars just a cute little extra detail on there? Just adds a little bit something extra. Again, I typically put my little accessories in a set of 3. So you don't overuse your stars and your rhinestones and that kind of thing. It's just enough. Isn't that so cute? And pretty simple. And then you could put a happy birthday message on the inside or however you want to use that. So isn't that cute? I love how the hats off kind of goes with the sports fan. The sports fan paper, I am a huge fan of. It's just, I love all the patterns. They're so fun. The banners that you can get, so cool. Okay, so I think I'm at the last card, guys. This is the fun fold I was talking about. So we're using designer paper, and the back of your paper is just a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece instead of a whole card base, because we're using our designer paper for the front of the card actually. And then it's got this little center fold that you can make something pop out of. So again, you could do this with flowers and have flowers popping out in the center of your card. But this one, I've got the banners on there. So this is where I say it's quick and simple. It's an easy, but it's just a little bit different of a fold. So let's do it. We'll use some different colors and a different pattern. So I'll just make it a little bit different. Oh, I wanted to show you too how perfectly this one worked out for me, because I already made this, and Sam's birthday, my youngest, will actually be 7. So I loved that all of the tickets on that designer paper had a 7. And I was like, oh goodness, Sam is turning 7. And all of the tickets actually had section 7, row 10, seat 27. All of them say the same seat, row, and section. So on this tag, I changed it. So I didn't have to change the 7, but I got out my brown Stampin' Write marker, and with the right section part, so with the thinner tip, I changed the 10 to be a 6 because Sam's birthday's on July 6th. And it said 27, and I changed it to look like it was 22, the year 2022. So isn't that cool? I made that to be Sam's birthday. He is going to be 7. So how fun is that? And then I have number 1, celebrate best day in there. So that just worked out for me. I mean, you could probably even put pieces of paper over it and make it, adjust it to the date that you want it to be. But I thought that was so cool that worked out for me, that Sam's going to be 7, and those tickets were so close to his birthday. I was like, oh, let's do it. Okay, so this paper is 5 1/2, or no, 5 1/4, because I wanted to fit inside of a card front size. 5 1/4 by 11. And I'm just going to score it at 4, at 5, and at 6. So again, easy score measurements, just like those baskets. And I knew I was gonna maybe have to trim off. So it might be that you need it to be by 10 inches. And I think that's right. But I just wanna score this first before I trim anything down again. Okay, so with those 3 score lines, you score 1, and then the middle one makes it go back. So this is where you get your little fancy fun fold. And then you're gonna, it's like you're folding a fan, right? And yes, I do need to trim off 1 inch. So 5 1/4 by 10 inches is what it should start out. I was trying to do the math last night and it didn't work in my head. All right, so just needed to trim off an inch of that so that it can mat on. And I'm gonna put it on red, real red base. And so this doesn't stick out like this. All you have to do is put a little adhesive in the middle. So you are shutting that closed so that you just have this little flap that's on the inside of your card. So again, the whole scoring is pretty easy, but it's just something a little bit different than your normal cards. And then we can tape down this whole backside onto your card base. So I'm putting a little bit of adhesive in the middle, in all the corners. This is the Seal Plus, so you don't need a ton of it. Sometimes my camera wants to tilt in a little bit. All right, I'm looking to see that I've got the same kind of border on the sides and the top and the bottom. Okay, so the designer paper is the front of your card. It opens up and we've got this little flap inside. Now, since all the inside is designer paper, I did cut a piece of vanilla to go on the inside of the card. And I'm gonna trim it down the thin side because I didn't really think about that flap being there. I'm gonna trim it just a little thinner. So this piece is 3 1/2 by 5 inches. Now, typically I would tell, if you were doing a class, I'd tell you to stamp first because there's always 2 sides of a paper. I'll try not to mess it up when I stamp on it, on the inside. Because once you tape it down, then you only have 1 side to work with. Okay, so now this is the front of the card. Yeah, isn't that fun, Teresa? It's very cool. I like it. It's just a little bit different, and you can just add something to pop out on there. So with my card that I showed you, I had the pinstripes, and then I embossed over the ticket here. This one I've cut out in the Misty Moonlight, and I used one of the dies that just cuts out these little jagged lines in there, which is kind of fun. Again, it looks kind of like pinstripe baseball lines. I'm going to take out my Misty Moonlight ink, and these little lines that come with the stamp set are kind of fun too. So I'm just going to stamp some of those on there, give it some texture. And then if you still feel like you need more texture, you could emboss over it like I did with my other one. See, this one I also cut out some of the stars in there so you peek through. So there's a lot of fun things you can do with it. I don't think I'm going to emboss it. I think I'm going to keep this, but I'm still going to pop it up with dimensionals. Even though embossing is always fun. Now, before I take off the ends of the dimensionals, see if I can find a, we'll just use this, a sponge. We'll sponge around the edges. Make the ticket look a little bit more, give it a little more dimension. Oh, ladies, if only I could just sit here and stamp all day. I could just keep going. And man, I wish I had hours and hours to look through. I was just sorting through my boys' pictures. It is a little overwhelming sometimes when I've tried to make my scrapbook pages more and more simple, just because I have so many boys and I just can't do like every month with every kid. So we try to do the best we can, right? So I'm going to put that at a little bit of a tilt. That blue ticket is a fun background. And then this is where we can add some banners and some of the tickets. I wasn't sure, because there's a blue background, if I should use the blue banner, or if I should use the white banner or the yellow. And I wanted to add a little bit of red, again, to tie in the background of my card. Number one or yay? I actually think I like the blue banner. I wasn't sure if I would like it because there's blue on the ticket, but I think I like the blue banner a little bit better. And I love these pieces because, okay, once we cut out the banner, you can add the little extra accent color on that banner, and it's so cute. I would probably either use glue dots, or because I have my Tombow glue out here, we'll just use that and add that to the banner. So fun. I don't know how many of you scrapbook, but I know it seems to be somewhat of a dying art, but my boys, especially around the birthday, Colt's birthday is in April, so it's coming up soon. And that's usually when I pull out my scrapbooks, and the boys have so much fun looking through. It's their book, it's their personal book, it's celebrating them. I love it. These are so big, it's hard for me to turn the pages, but I'll try to show you a few. We now, in Stampin' Up, we have like divided pages. And Stampin' Up stopped, sadly, they stopped selling their 12 by 12 books. Now they're smaller, like 8 by 10 size, or something like that. So actually, let me get out a smaller scrapbook. I'll show you the one that Stampin' Up! Has is this this scrapbook that is, I thought when I first thought this, it's 6x8, that's what it is. I think it's 6x8. And at first when I thought, ooh, these pages, I thought they were going to be too small after doing most of my boys' books in the big 12x12 books. But I will tell you, with having 4 boys, this helps me keep it simple. Some of them you can just slide in a picture, like here's a camp layout, and you can just slide in a piece of our members and more pieces, and then you can just slide in a picture and either add a sticker on it or not. So I will say, if you feel overwhelmed about scrapbooking, these can be a really good and easy solution to just put a few pictures in. And for some of you who are maybe either close to or in my same position, like I have probably at least 5 scrapbooks right now for Jacob. But say you haven't scrapbooked ever. This could be a cool book that you could just take, you know, the best 10 pictures out of every year leading up to graduation. If you wanted just one single scrapbook to show people, this could be a cool solution, I think, if you wanted to showcase some of your favorite pictures. If you've just got them all in a box or something, that you could just slide in pictures. And again, pick a few of your favorites from each year. There's some track pictures, baseball pictures. You got game ball, camp again, the fair, his birthday, and then some nicer pictures. So this could be a fun solution for you if you have never scrapbooked, and it's just a little bit quick and easier way to collect your thoughts and put those pictures in. And there's ways to trim it down, like because a lot of these are divided. So that one I just put in, and this one I just cut the picture directly in half. So you find a place where you can cut it. Obviously you don't want to cut right in the middle of someone's face, but I was able to cut right in between the boys and put that in the 2 spots, just trimmed it down. So there's ways to fit different photos in there. I did this too, that same way. Cut the picture in half so you could still have the whole picture in there. So there's just a little bit of scrapbooking. I did want to let you know, because I don't show you my scrapbooks and my pages as much as I do the cards, because I know less people scrapbook, but it is still something I love to do. It is still something with Stampin' Up! That you are available to do. And even though it doesn't have a ton of stuff that's like specific scrapbooking, you can use so much for the scrapbooking. All right, so I've got yay on here, and then because I cut out all those tickets, I can just use a ticket again. Yay. Should we use you're out of this league? You're out of this league. And this is where I've got nephews whose birthdays are coming up. My son's is in April, but my nephew Noah is in April, and then my nephew Caleb is in July, just a couple days after Sam's birthday. So with this set, I can make a lot of these birthday cards and be ready for all those birthdays. And I do try to make special cards for like my nephews. I'm hoping that this time, I don't know what it is. It's not like it's even windy at all. But sorry if I'm going in and out, because it just said my connection was bad again. I'm gonna have to ask my husband about that. Call Xfinity. Okay, so yay, we've got happy birthday banner, and then we could do another Let's see. Hey there. Admit one. That's a home run. Or maybe the best day ever. Happy day, best day ever. We'll put that one on there. So I'm just adding glue dots or dimensionals, and on the left side of them, because you don't want to put anything to glue down that, you just want it to be on the flap. So I'm adding that onto that fold. So that's just kind of fun, because then when you open it up, those little banners will pop out at them, and then you can still stamp something on the inside. I used this ticket punch or ticket outline, but you could also, so I did that on the inside of this one when those pop out. But I think I'll switch it up and put the banner stamp, ink that up in Misty Moonlight, and stamp that down. And then use, let's see, I have a bumblebee. I've got a little happy birthday. So I'll ink that up in the bumblebee. Put that down. And let's see, we don't have any red yet, so I'll use the real red and stamp those little stripes in the red. Where'd those stripes go? There. Happy birthday. So fun. So isn't that cute? And again, it's not too difficult. You just, if you have extra designer paper, this is a fun way. So again, the piece of designer paper started at 5.5 by 10 inches, and you just score it 4, 5, and 6. So again, easy measurements to remember. And then it's kind of just a fun, different fold. And anybody would like that. And you don't have to do this with boys and boy colors. You could do this with, again, you could do this for a girl and do flowers and have flowers pop off that little flap. But that's just kind of a fun little thing. So I hope you liked seeing that fun fold. And I love that a few of you said you were going to make those Easter baskets too from watching me yesterday. Seriously, if you, I love it. It makes me happy when you guys share on this page what you've created. So share away. If you make a card like this, let me see it. I love seeing your creations too. Okay, so this was the fancy fold 1. And then this one, I will show you the finished project of the Most Valuable Dad one using those cool tickets. Our designer paper is awesome. Using some of those banners that were cut off at weird spots, you can still make a little quilt looking thing. Hope your day is a grand slam. Using the picture this dies. Mixing and matching with that hats off. This stamp set is retiring. Lots of cool things. Girl card. Use girl colors and make it for your girls, granddaughters, daughters, aunts who are sports fans. And don't forget that you can also make something beautiful and vintagey with those ticket dies. The sky is the limit, guys, right? So I can't believe it's already March. Is it March 30th? It is. It's March 30th. Yes. Tomorrow is the last day of March. Can you believe that? I can't believe it. And if you want to order, this host code is only good through tomorrow night, late tomorrow night. And if you do use this host code, I will see it, that you put the host code in when you order. And if you order $35 or more, I will send you a thank you card with a few sheets of the rainbow celebration paper that you could use for a front of a card. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you guys who checked in on this earlier time. I hope that works for you guys. I'm going to see if this works for a little bit and try to come in now at 1:30 instead of 2:30. And so I will see you next week as well. Next week will be April, and so I'm so excited. I will start showing you some things. I'm going to put in a big pre-order on Friday before I leave for my women's retreat. This is the new catalog. If you want one, please let me know. Some of you long distance people who watch, I have already sent, well, I bought them from Stampin' Up, and Stampin' Up will ship them to you. So I'm glad this time did work for you. Thank you, Chris. Yeah. So the new catalog is going to be coming out. Customers can order from the new catalog starting May 3rd. But you guys who are my downline and I will be able to pre-order stuff from the new catalog starting April 1st, which is Friday, which is awesome. And that's not an April's Fool joke. We can start pre-ordering, and I'm so excited. There's some really cool new things coming out. But when there's a lot of new cool things, that means a lot of things are retiring. So do check out that retiring list. Some prices are going to be going up, so I'd still highly recommend, even those of you guys who are my downline. I've put a couple big demonstrator orders in, just getting more cardstock, ink refills than I've needed, trying to stock up on some of those things since the prices are going to go up soon. So now is the time to stock up and order the stuff that you want, and even some of your favorite colors in cardstock. Just kind of stock up on some of that before those prices go up. Because everything's taking a hit right now, guys, right? I mean, everywhere. The gas stations, the grocery stores, shipping everywhere. Just prices are going up right now. It's happening, people. So sadly, that's having an effect on Stampin' Up, and they're having to raise their prices too. And they haven't for a while. So thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you were inspired to create, and I hope I surprised you with, oh, you can do more than just the boy cards too. There's a lot of fun options to use with these, the ticket dies. It's really fun suite. So I'm going to have so me and my cousin are on the hilarity team. So we're doing, tomorrow I'll be practicing skits, and we're going to make everybody laugh who comes to the women's retreat. So I'll be near Shipshewana this weekend. So I'm excited and looking forward to the women's retreat. It's always a good time. So whatever you guys do, enjoy your weekends, enjoy the rest of your week. And I will see you next week at Wednesday at 1:30, a new bat time and place. Well, not a new place. I'm kidding about that. All right. Thanks, guys, so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.